Hello everyone again. So this video today is going to be about authenticity and how we can be our true authentic self without chasing the external or these momentary feelings that we have and that we strive to get. So I know a lot of us really focus on these fleeting emotions of joy and happiness and positivity. And the more that we set goals for ourselves, the more that we strive to look into the future to have these fleeting moods and emotions. And the point of this video is that when we can really find our authentic self and carry this into our day-to-day living, we really don't need to chase after those fleeting emotions because we carry them with us. We are them. And the interesting thing that I'm learning in this positive psych course is that your mood are just different states of being. And your traits or your characteristics are what you carry with you, and they're either going to be positive or negative. I know some of you know, maybe an individual, for example, that's always late. Someone that's always late has turned this bad habit that they have into a part of themselves, and it's now a part of their character and a part of their trait. Now just think about how this sort of learned behavior has turned into this person's character. Now, having an authentic self or this true genuine being is habits essentially. And once we can learn to really go inward and strive for these positive, awesome, joyous, genuine qualities, we can learn to live in them day to day. And when we know that we are not being authentic to our true self, we carry this dark cloud above us. We carry this sort of big question mark, this mild form of depression, this who am I? I want to strive for happiness, but I don't know how to get there. I don't know what makes me happy. And these are ways that we focus on external moments, fleeting feelings and external goals that we feel will make us happy. If I have more money, then I'll be able to do more things. If I have this car, I'll be able to drive wherever I want. But authentic happiness isn't about these fleeting positive or negative emotions. Most of us ride with these ups and downs of life, and we really aren't conscious that with the good and the bad that happens in life, we have to really make a mental note and tell ourselves that when we are down, no matter what, it is just a feeling and we are going to get out of it. And even when we are at our highest and our most beautiful point, we can revel in it for a moment, but we really have to tell ourselves as well, even though they are very positive, great experiences, we have to tell ourselves that we are eventually going to go down. And once we make a conscious effort to really realize what's happening in these ebbs and flows of life, in these fleeting moments of emotions, that we can really break ourselves from striving to be always on the higher spectrum of being happy and joyous and positive. And we always want to get there. Why? Because this is the states that we really value. This is what we are searching for in life. And when we stop searching and begin to go inward and really realize that everything that we have is within ourselves, and we can really harness this just by practice. One of the main ways that I've really come to realize this is by really digging deep, going through a lot of pain and hurt and a lot of past traumas that have really formed my identity or thought that I did for such a long time, and I worked things out. And as weird as it sounds, I really drowned out all the people in my life momentarily. I decided to submerge myself in psychology, submerge myself in school, and really use my own logic and use my own resources as a way to realize that just life is momentary, as far as feelings, and that once we learn that we can get past these ups and downs, life will be so much more magical and so much more beautiful. And one of my biggest influences that I really admire, his name is Ralph Smart. He has YouTube videos all over the place. I think he has almost 800 videos about finding yourself inward and really understanding yourself that way, is that everything that we are and everything who we become comes from within. Those that don't have a genuine life, that are still trying to find meaning, are looking for outside ways to make them happy. And this is so true in our relationships that we have. We try to find answers outside of ourselves, and you can have any person, man or woman, come into your life, and for some reason they just aren't fitting something within you. And this is a problem because we try to find an individual that we are hoping will make us whole in our friendships, in our relationships. We are just trying to find someone that's going to make us, that's going to fit that little puzzle piece. But what we fail to recognize is that we need to be complete, and we need to be ready to have a healthy and strong mind. That way we can transfer this healthy and strong mind with another individual, and that's where growth happens. If you have one individual that's not whole, that is still trying to grasp for things outside of themselves, no matter the age, this is across the spectrum with any age. You can have a mature 25-year-old man or woman that knows what they want and knows who they are in their truest self, or you can have a 50-year-old person that has no idea and has all their external immediate gratifications. And a lot of what we think about is that when someone is older, they have more maturity, they have more wisdom, but this isn't entirely true. We have to separate ourselves from this false notion that the older that you get, the more that you know. It is very true, yes, if you go inward and really harness who you are and your feelings inside, and really begin to differentiate what is genuine and authentic and what is not. So the thing with friendships and relationships is that we often strive to find someone that is going to fulfill something within us. We often have checklists of, I want this person to have this and that and these characteristics. And mind you, these are your standards, and this is what you have built upon for yourself because you are worthy and you deserve this, yes, but life doesn't work out that way. Life is not a bunch of checklists, especially with humans, because we are constantly changing and we are so dynamic that we must have a solid foundation underneath all the external of what we want in a partner. And is that foundation trust? Is it love? Is it being predictable within your relationship? And I actually am finding that the more that we have a partner that is structured, or a relationship that is structured, and we know what we're going to get, sometimes we get bored of that. But there is structure all around us. If you look around, we would not be here on this planet if there were no structure. I was walking around and I noticed certain patterns of the way plants were planted. And you have all these kind of succulents in one area, and you have all these ferns in another, and it's not only pleasing to the eye because we have these set patterns that we can visually see, but there are set patterns that there's a connection that within our environment and our world, that I'm seeing these plants being planted in a certain structure, that this has to essentially come inward. We have to have structure. And I am a huge fan of spontaneity and a huge fan of riding with life, but also when you get to know yourself to the truest core of your essence and who you are, you know that there's a deep structure in there, but the open-mindedness that you carry within yourself, and the humor and the creativity and the playfulness that you have, this is where structure and spontaneity go hand in hand. And yes, you can have both, because you can be structured in your character and within your true essence. But outside of you, outside of your external, can be a little bit unplanned and a little bit spontaneous. And this is what we really strive to have in our relationships. And having our true authentic self will only come about if we do the work inward, if we really go in and really assess why other people are making us feel a certain way. It's not that these people are bad, they just aren't on the same level. They aren't, as Ralph Smart would say, aren't on the same vibration. We aren't on the same frequency. And my question was, if we aren't on the same vibration, the same frequency, do you wait? Do you have patience for it? One sort of information that I got from a good girlfriend, Nikki, was that once you give the person the benefit of the doubt and you give them their all, you give yourself your all and put that out on the table, and they begin to take and not begin to work on themselves for the benefit of you or the relationship, then you know that it's time to exit the relationship. Then you know that this person is not their true, authentic self, and they are very negligent of how the other person is feeling. And we can really, really see, if we really open our eyes, and this is not in any way being judgmental, but this is for the health of yourself, and this is for the health, because getting to a place where we go inward and really understand our good and bad habits, this takes a lot of energy and a lot of work. And at the end of the day, this is where we begin to value ourselves and begin to respect ourselves and bring in our confidence into life. And when other people don't really do this for themselves, there's no judgment here, but that doesn't mean that we have to have them in our lives. We can only be a steady influence by simply just being who we are. And if they decide to gravitate towards us, then they will, because they are curious and some part of them wants to have that, correct? So if I am in a mood of just having fun and I want to go out and party and drink and dance and have a good time and socialize, not that this is bad, we all go through phases, right? But I'm most likely going to surround myself with those people that go out and have fun. I'm going to have friends on my cell phone where I can go and text immediately and they're doing something. So we just really have to understand that who we are at that moment in time is what we are going to attract and what we are going to basically be. And one of the biggest things I was noticing in a past relationship that I just got out of was that for some reason I felt on a different level, not high or low, but I just felt on a different level, and I wanted to be this steady and constant being in order to show him the light, in order to be connected on the same level. But then I realized going inward takes a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of work. And although I feel like I bailed and failed in a sense, I really have to let go of this burden that I have, because when we can really understand ourselves and others, we have to realize that there has to be a willingness on the other side. There is a willingness on my end to be constant and be faithful and loyal, right? But there is also an unwillingness for this person to be that way. So, at the end of the day, what is healthy for you? What is good for you? True authenticity is going inward and really not striving after the external, not dancing with so many different ideas. And granted, this is where we figure out who we are through our relationships, through experimentation. Basically, life is one big experiment. We go out and we realize that we don't like doing specific things. We do enjoy other things, and when we find the things that we enjoy doing most, this is where we transfer ourselves into those things. So when we don't have true authenticity, we often feel this heavy burden, this heavy strive to look for things outside of ourselves. But I guarantee you, nothing external, if you are unhappy and on the inside, deep down, and you wake up not really happy and a little bit depressed, you are going to find that external things will only be a temporary, fleeting moment. They are not characteristics or traits that you are. They are going to be something that you are constantly going to be striving for. And this is so true with individuals that I find, especially in Los Angeles, that are striving after their goals and their dreams, and often get wrapped up in the fleeting moments of happiness and the fleeting moments of getting drunk and high and intoxicated, and which is drunk, and it's just getting trapped in this day to day, and they are, I'm telling you, in the moment, but it's not authentic. And this is where years pass by and we don't even realize why we aren't happy, why we never created the life that we wanted, why we never had the family we wanted, the kids that we wanted, because we were so in the moment too much and chasing after these fleeting desires that we failed to recognize what was inward. And the lesson of today, or what I can bring to you today, is really listen to what's deep inside. People and moments will stay and be with you if you decide, if you really want them in your life, if those people are really understanding of your needs and really have a genuine care for you. And this is where we can't be manipulative towards it. We have to really take this time to figure out who we are. And I can guarantee you this is only going to bring so much happiness and so much love within you that it's going to emanate, and it's just going to make things more clear. And everything that you engage in and everything that you do is going to have purpose and a meaning if you are authentic to yourself. So what makes you happy within yourself? What makes you feel good? Some people see it as exercise. This is such a really great way to start, because not only is this making you making your endorphins run high, you're feeling good, and you're doing something positive towards your life. And let me tell you, I learned so much from exercising in my past. I need to get into it, but I learned so much, how much you can stay, it's like a form of meditation, how much you can really engage in the moment, how much you can push yourself physically and mentally. It's just a small aspect of a flow activity, of momentary happiness that goes inward and can really transfer onto your whole life. And there is a difference between going out and drinking and having a good time, because these are only temporary fixes. There is no challenge. When we have no challenge within us, then things aren't appreciated. Happiness is found through when we can overcome our challenges. That's actually what I saw on a little small, those tea bags that you have at the end. There's a little paper snippet that wraps around the cup to hold it in place, and so you can tea bag it. No jokes here. And it's funny. On this little piece of paper. It said, happiness is found through overcoming your challenges. And this is so true. You cannot be happy if you get everything immediately, if there is no reward, and really, really figure out what it is that makes you happy and go after it. It doesn't have to bring you income. It doesn't have to be a total way of life. I mean, by way of life, it doesn't mean, it doesn't need to be a way of having it be your career. It can just be something on the side, part of you that makes you happy, and your career can be something different. But we also have to find meaning and purpose in our careers as well. We can't just be doing something that we really don't like, that really just gives us income. So, what is your true, authentic, genuine self? Are you really listening to it? Do you know what you want? And if you don't, we have to figure that out for ourselves in order to be happy. It is a process, and we really have to understand ourselves, tune out all the external noise, all the external immediate gratifications, and really dig in. That is the video of the day. What is authenticity? Authenticity is not fleeting moments. It is not something that we wish outside of ourselves to have. It is something that is inward, and when it becomes inward, we see endless opportunity outside of us. So thanks for listening, everyone. Hopefully you found this video useful. Please feel free to leave comments if you have any questions. What makes you feel really good inside? If there's something within yourself or a partner that brings it out of you, please write it down. I would love to know. I love learning from all of you, and I love hearing your feedback. So thanks so much, and happy Monday. Bye.